Interest rates, a chill out from buyers, rents that are going to the moon. Grab your coffee. Let's talk about what I've been seeing in the Toronto real estate market. I'm Michael Ouzas, Michael Ouzas Real Estate, and I'm a realtor in the Greater Toronto Area. Let's talk about what we've been seeing this month in the Toronto real estate market. The first headline that we can't go without discussing is a 1% interest rate increase from the Bank of Canada. What does that mean for you? If you're a buyer and you purchase with a variable rate, chances are your mortgage payment may have increased this month. That 1% increase was definitely more than I think anybody could have predicted. It'll be interesting to see as things go along. Every time the rates go up, the prices do come down. So if we look at the June numbers, and what we saw in June was definitely a lot less transactions. We saw over a 40% drop in transaction sales from June of last year. That's a significant drop. We did also see pricing come off, and if we look at the Toronto market in particular, not the Greater Toronto Area, but Toronto, we saw prices in May of an average of 1.74 million drop down to just over 1.65 million. Now, if we look back at June 2021, that price point was actually 1.48 million, and it in fact dropped into July down to 147. So last year at this time, we did see a drop in pricing as well on average. Now, there's a lot of factors to that, and definitely being the summer is huge. I mean, remember last year things were starting to open up before we went back into lockdown again. So as things opened up, people definitely got outside more. Real estate kind of went on the back burner for a lot of people. We are definitely seeing that right now. It feels very slow out there for the most part. Townhouses were at 995,000 in May of 2022, and then they went down to 971 in June. If we go back to June 2021, that number was just under 800,000. So a pretty good increase from then. When we look at condos, the pricing last June in June 2021 was just over 650,000 at 657,000. And then it actually dropped in July down to 655. I know it's not a big drop, but then as we look forward, as prices continue to rise all through December into March, we hit a high of 840,000. And it's been dropping a little bit month over month. And then now in June, we're down to 805,000 on average. Now, there are a good amount of properties that have been sitting. We've been seeing months of inventory definitely rise compared to where we were about 4 or 5 months ago. And I think that this presents a pretty good opportunity for buyers. If you were a buyer that was kind of on the fence waiting to get in, I would say that now is a pretty good time. The point of entry with the down payment definitely lower than it was. However, something to keep in mind is that interest rates are most likely going to go up again next month, and the affordability is kind of the same from a month-to-month standpoint. Yes, the purchase price is lower, but when you factor in where the interest rates are right now compared to where they were a few months ago, the monthly payment could be pretty similar. I'd say that if you're comfortable with the month-over-month payment and you've been looking for that opportunity for prices to drop, to kind of shop around, have a little more time to make a decision, and maybe your down payment wasn't quite as high as it was before, this could be a pretty good opportunity for you. I also think it presents a really good opportunity for step-up buyers. So buyers who already own property and have purchased in the last couple of years, they've seen a pretty good appreciation over that time, actually a very good appreciation over that time most likely. So they could be selling at a point where maybe it wasn't as high as it was a couple months ago. However, when you go to buy, you might be getting a discount on that side as well. So it could be a really good opportunity for those step-up buyers. If we flip over to the rental side of things, the only way to describe it is absolute craziness. We are seeing multiple offers on almost every property. We are seeing offer dates on properties. We are also seeing a full year of payments up front. We are seeing offers well over what the property is listed at. It has been an absolute crazy time in the rental market. As buyer sentiment has definitely backed away from purchasing right now, more people are going into the rental space. One thing that got brought up to me at an open house last weekend, actually a few times, was that there are current renters that are looking to possibly buy because maybe their landlord is going to move into the property or do a renovation, and now that tenant has to take a look at other options. As I'm interested to see what will happen as tenants start making the decisions on if they should rent at a high price or step into maybe buying their first property. I'd love to hear your thought if you'd be debating either buying your first property or stepping up into another rental and paying more for possibly the same size of space. As always, if you want to connect with me, hit that link down below and book in a call with me anytime. You can follow me on all social media at Michael Ouzas Real Estate.